Welcome back, guys, to Neo Racing. We're at the final round, round 5 of the Endurance Championship. We are at Alsace Village in France. We're in GR4 cars. Off we go. Good start by everyone so far. Callum was on pole. We're going towards the first corner. Will Bidster be able to get up the inside? No, he won't. Callum gets the run into the first corner. TY trying to keep with Bidster and everyone else folding through further behind. We've got Lil Yam and Jonesy Raw side by side as we go up the hill. Bidster's having a little look at Callum here. It's Bidster, Callum and Neil for the championship. Whoever finishes in front of the other will be champion. 3 points in it. As we go into the first sort of corner, and is Bidster having a look? Yes, he is. Callum goes wide. Bidster goes through. Got to get that move done early and got to get ahead. He's just sliced in front of Callum there as everyone else folds through that corner as well. Jonesy Raw and Lil Yam side by side going around the long left-hander in the Ferraris. No front-wheel drive cars allowed in this race, so just the rear-wheel drive ones, as Danny Quaver's sticking with TY, trying to keep with the pink Corvette as he goes a little bit on the grass, as we have a little bit look further back, and Jonesy Rose on another look at Lil Yam. Lil Yam fends him off as we go into the downhill left-hander here. TY just ahead of Danny Quaver, just make sure he gets done. Jay Houston's got ahead of Neil. They're battling side by side. Let's have a look at this. And I'll see ahead a bit more in line as Jay Houston goes wide. Neil goes through the fifth. So Neil's up to fifth, but Jay Houston's still going wide. He's got Lil Yam up with him now. Lil Yam goes round. So he lost a load of speed going wide on that horseshoe corner. As we're going towards the hairpin at the far end, and we've got Seek. Whoa, Jay Houston's having a look at Lil Yam and gives him a little tap. Jonesy Rose trying to take advantage of the loss of momentum. But everyone folds in. As we look up near the front, we've got Bidster ahead of Callum, so the gap's still the same. TY under pressure from Danny Quaver here. Coming down to the last couple of corners to complete the first lap. Remember, this is a 1 hour endurance race. There's no boost or anything, it's all on pure pace. And everyone seems pretty close at the minute. We've got there's Neil, Lil Yam still trying to keep Jay Houston behind. The Belgian lad. Jay Houston has a little look up the inside, but no, just trying to keep the pressure on, just trying to show the nose of the car. As we look, and then I think Callum's closing on Bidster. The Megane not favoured for its power, but it's the lightest of the lot. It's got good cornering ability, but the Citroen's got the aero and the speed, as we can see there. And Danny Quaver's closed up in the second Megane behind TY. So this is going to be a little battle to keep an eye on. Danny Quaver right behind TY there. Let's have a look a bit further back. Lil Yam is still defending from Jay Houston here. As we look, there's Jonesy Raw. As we go back to the Jay Houston Lil Yam battle, as it's getting a bit close. But as we look at the leaders, there's Callum's right behind Bidster. TY's got Danny Quaver pressuring him. He just has a little look and backs out a bit. Danny there just putting a little bit of pressure on TY. Good to see Danny up this end of the field. Got some good pace. As we go into the long left-hander here, quite a long circuit this, 2 minute lap even in the GR4 cars. Very, very hard on tyres as well. Remember, we've got the initial 40 litres of fuel, so these guys will be doing a pit stop within the first 5 laps. As TY goes a bit wide there. Oh, and we've got Lil Yam and Jonesy Raw behind, almost side by side, and Lil Yam just keeps ahead of Jay Houston there as we go into the hairpin, and TY still ahead of Danny. Still doing a good job to keep him behind. As we have a little look, there's Lil Yam still ahead of Jay Houston in the blue Megane, not running orange for a change. There's Jonesy Raw, Man of Steel, Seek 1, bringing up the rear. Bidster's in the lead, and if you look at the TY, just pulled ahead of Danny Quaver a bit there as they pulled up the hill in the Corvette. Well, that Corvette will be thirsty. There's Lil Yam, who runs a bit wide there. Will Jay Houston have a little look? Is he going to go for the cutback and get some speed out the corner? Goes round the out, trying to go on the left, but he's going to be on the wrong side for the hairpin that's coming up. As they start lap 3. And Lil Yam, all we're going to do, Lil Yam here is defend and not run too wide, and that's what he's doing. But Jay Houston's using the ability of the Megane round the corners to try and get ahead, and I think he's going to do it. But will the Ferrari power come into hand? No, he's got it done on pure momentum. Good move there from Jay Houston. As we look in the background, we've got Man of Steel and Jonesy Raw battling it out again. 2 more Ferraris. Ferrari's been the popular car this weekend, so this race, and we go into the hairpin. Jonesy Raw flashed the lights. Good paint scheme on there as well. Loving the girl. And as TY now has broke away from Danny Quaver, he's putting Callum under pressure now. So Bidster's not really pulling away from Callum here. I think he's just managing the pace, trying to save a bit of fuel, go a bit further. There's all different strategies that can be played in this race, which is good. As we look, there's Neil Farmer, he's closing up on these boys as well. Lilliam's gapped Jay Houston a little bit now, so he must have got back past through Jay Houston there, after Jay Houston got him up the hill. There's Neil Farmer. So let's have a look at the leaders then. We've got Bidster in the lead, Callum behind, and then, TY's fallen back and Danny Quaver's right on him. It just shows you the ability of the Megane in the corners. But TY must have made a little mistake somewhere. But Danny Quaver's right on the back of him now. You'll see into this section, the Megane just shines right up the back of TY now. Oh, Callum's gone a bit wide there. That's not like Callum. Callum's run a bit wide there as well. But no harm done. As they go up the hill, let's have a little look further back. We've got Lilliam and Jay Houston still together. Jay Houston goes up the inside, goes through past Lilliam. Oh, into the wall! Jay Houston goes into the wall, makes an error. That was his fault. He just went too hot into the corner. And Man of Steel's going to take advantage of this now. There he goes through. As we've got Seek 1 and Jonesy battling it out for 9th place. As they go down to the little chicane. So Jonesy Road gone backwards a bit there. As we look at the leaders, Callum in 2nd place with Bidster in front. Bidster just doing what he needs to do for now, just keep a consistent pace and see what else happens. Oh, Neil Farmer's got past Danny Quaver as well. Neil got past Danny Quaver, so we missed that. We'll get a replay. As we join the leaders, there's Bidster with Callum closing up. The preparing that Megane up the hill, really starting to make Bidster suffer. But then as it comes into the corners, he pulls away again. Neil Farmack right on TY's case now. As they come into this corner, TY's run a bit wide. Neil sees a gap and he's in there like a duck to water. Straight in there. Through. And he's just to defend it now. Will TY have a little pop up the inside? No, he won't. As we go through. Oh, I think he run wide. Did he run wide or was he pushed? I think it was just a little tap. And Danny Quaver says, thank you very much, I'll take advantage. And he tries to take advantage of Neil as well. Oh, that was close into there. Careful, boys. We've still got another 50 or so minutes of this race to remaining. As Danny Quaver's up the inside, you can see the agility of the Megane as he goes around the outside now. This will be a true test of the Megane's agility, and he's staying with him. Oh, he's on the grass. No, he's lost it. He's on the grass, and he's going to come on right where TY is, and TY goes into the wall as well. That wasn't anyone's fault there, really. Danny was out of control, and TY wrong place, wrong time. So as we take a breather and have a look at what else is happening down the field, we've got Man of Steel there in 8th place and Jonesy Road 9th. So Seek 1 must have made a mistake, he's in 10th now. So Seek 1 must have made an error somewhere. There's Danny Quaver on the back of TY. Callum in 2nd with Neil closing up. So Neil's definitely going for a fast strategy in this. He's not doing any fuel saving. I would expect Neil to be in the pits this lap with him pushing that hard. Let's see if he does. And I'm right, he does. He goes into the pits. So he's changing. He was on soft tyres to start with. Let's see what he changes on to. Danny Quaver and TY are in also. In fact, everyone else is almost into the pits apart from Bidster and Callum. So let's see where it all comes out. So let's have a look at Callum. Callum's still with Bidster. Let's keep an eye on where people are going to come out the pits. People still filling up with fuel. Looks like everyone's fitting super softs for a quick stint. Apart from Man of Steel, he's still on softs. Let's see where everyone else comes out. So we've got Neil coming out. Neil's come out 3rd. Seek 1. He must have had either a quick pit stop or not even pitted because he's come out in 4th. Danny Quaver 5th. TY 6th. Jay Houston 7th. Lilliam 8th. Man of Steel 9th. Jonesy Rowe 10th. So everyone else pitted there apart from Bidster and Callum, who chose to go round one more lap. So they must have been a fuel saving a little bit. But don't forget, the Megane is a good car on fuel anyway, and Callum is quite good at saving fuel, so, and keeping the pace up. So we'll see how things fold out with that. But Neil's there in 3rd, so he's had the best of the pit stops of everyone else. Come out with a little bit of a gap behind him, and there's Seek 1. I don't think Seek pitted as Danny Quaver goes through there. In 5th, trying to catch Seek 1 and get on his case as TY follows him in the Corvette. Jay Houston, Megane, Lilliam in the Ferrari AF Course colours. Ran that earlier on in the season at Bathurst. And Jonesy Road in 9th in another Ferrari. Man of Steel again in another Ferrari, in a black and a grey and green colour. He would usually have his Superman colours on, but unfortunately he was testing in a front wheel drive and forgot that we weren't doing front wheel drive cars for this race, rear drive only. So let's see who pits now. Will Bidster and Callum, any of them pit this time? No, they're going round again, so they're saving even more fuel. So doing well on fuel here, these boys, and they must feel as though the tyres are still working. So Bidster and Callum go round yet again. Here comes Neil. Now this will be a test of the outlap. With an outlap, he does a. I think that was a 1:59 before it went. Yes, it was 1:59. So decent lap there for Neil. So he's on the pace compared to the 2:02, and Callum's right behind Bidster now, putting him under pressure. But what the cornering ability of the McGann shows again. But then out of here, Callum will close up on Bidster as they go through to the little tight corner up ahead. As we look back, there's Neil who's still closing on him. There's TY and Danny in 5th. So they've all dispatched seat 1. It's Jay Houston's turn now, so I don't think seat 1's pitted yet. As Jay Houston almost hit seat 1 there, and trying to keep the pace up. Seat must definitely not have pitted. As they go around a long corner down towards the other corner here, and there's seat 1 just moves out the. Whoa, he's defending, but I think he's going to outbreak. Yeah, he's going to go too wide. Jay Houston goes through. Up to 6th place, seat 1 down to 7th. As we look at Bidster and Callum still close together on the road, nothing between them. Battling it out for this championship, Bidster, Callum and Neil. So Callum was on 43 points, Neil 42, and Neil 41. So it was it's all to play for. Whoever finishes in front of the other in this race will be champion. Bidster comes round, and Callum as well. Will they pit this lap? They've got to pit this lap. Yes, they're both coming in, so we'll see where the strategies go. So Callum was on mediums there, so Callum was on mediums, so that's just says something for his pace. But unless Bidster were taking it slowly. So here we go, there's Neil coming through. So Neil will resume the lead of this race as we see what Bidster and Callum do strategy wise. I think they're both going to go for more or less full tanks in this. So Bidster's coming out. Yes, Bidster's on a full tank. Was Callum? Yes, Callum more or less on a full tank as well. So as we come round, as they come out the pits, and there's TY saying, "Can I join in?" As they go pull up the hill, this is almost a little bit of contact. But as they go up the hill, TY's got the power in the Corvette and the momentum, and he goes through up to 3rd place ahead of Callum. But Callum will be on a slightly fresher rubber as we go into the corner at the bottom. I think we've got a couple of guys close a bit further back at seat 1 and Lilian, the 2 Belgian boys. Be careful, boys, don't want to take each other off as they come round the hairpin. Lilian looks to have a lot more pace than Seek in this. As they go around the long corner, I think Lil's setting him up for a move here. He might try it. Seek's going to defend. Lil's going to go around the outside as they go into the braking zone. Lilian, will he try to go? Yes, he does. He goes around the outside of seat 1. Merci beaucoup, au revoir. Easy as that. Around the outside of seat 1. And I think he'll pull away now. He's got some decent pace in that Ferrari. As we look at Danny Quaver closing up on the back of Callum. He's really on it now. You see the cornering ability at McGann as they come down towards the hairpin. Callum into the corner, catching TY, and Danny gives him a little tap just to say, "Come on, let's get on with it. Let's go." It's good to see Danny in the scrap. We've seen him in the midfield a lot recently. And commentator's curse. He goes wide, it's the wall. Apologies for that, Danny. Commentator's curse. Try and give it to someone else. To go down the hill. Jay Houston's catching this little bunch now. Bidster's still in 2nd place, Neil ahead, but Neil's going up on quicker strategy, so he might have to make a couple more pit stops than these boys. It depends what Bidster and Callum are going to do. strategy-wise, whether they're actually going to save fuel or they're actually going to do a couple of stints where they actually go for it. All will be revealed in time as they climb the hill. We've got a little battle further back. Let's have a look. We've got Lilian there, and then there was the one behind. Man of Steel and Jonesy Rowe for 8th place. Seat 1's in the pits, so Seat 1 did pit at the start. Really been saving fuel and saving pace, and Man of Steel goes wide. Man of Steel wide onto the grass. Jonesy Rowe goes through. So a mistake there by Man of Steel. Unlucky there. As he goes and climbs up the hill, as we see Danny Quaver there with Jay Hewson behind, closing up in the number 85. So we've all got his own numbers in this championship. There's Bizster 22, TY 92, and you can't see Callum's, but he'll have a number for the next championship, I would imagine. He's running the normal Citroen colours as they go into the little dip. Really hard corner this, because you really want to get on the power early, but then the track does dip away in the centre of the corner, then it comes back to you. So you've got to be really careful on throttle management around that corner. This is the bit where TY really struggles in that Corvette with the long corners, because he just wanted to run wide. Just the understeer of that car. Understeer, where the car does not want to turn into the corners. Callum is now coming alongside in towards the hairpin. Will he go for it? No, he dives the other way to try and get a better run out of the corner, as you'll see now. He was able to get a better run out of the corner, but still TY managed to fend off with the power of the Corvette. And then you see as they go up the hill here, this is where TY will pull away slightly with the power, as you can see. And we go down the other side, and then this is where Callum will close up in the Citroen as they go on the brakes. TY must have gone. Oh, actually TY's gone very well round there actually. So the Corvette not doing bad in the slower corners, it's just the faster corners where it's not really doing very well. Let's have a little look further. TY's in. TY is in, so he's changing. This is weird for TY. Let's see what happens here. Changing strategy. He's got a lot of fuel. Just a tyre change. Right, so TY's going. I know what TY's doing. TY's going for longer between fuel stops, but quicker between tyre stops. That's a good idea, because then you spend less time in the pits and more time going quick on track. So let's see if this works out for TY. As we look at Neil, let's have a look further back. I can see two little icons closer on track. That's Man of Steel. Oh, Man of Steel's got back past Jonesy Rowe, so Jonesy Rowe must have made a mistake somewhere as they go around the first corner, and Man of Steel almost makes the same mistake again, but luckily this time gets away with it. So as we watch Danny Quaver closing up to the little bunch in front, which is Callum and Bidster. Danny Quaver running a much more aggressive strategy, as you can see there. He did his personal best lap time last time round on the right hand side, 2 minutes 0.16 over a second. And then if you look at Callum, 2 minute 2, Bidster 2 minute 1, so they're definitely in a fuel saving mode. Let's have a look. Here's TY being closed down by Jay Hewson, so Jay Hewson's on a roll here. So remember, TY's just come out of the pits on fresh rubber, so we'll see how this works out for him. You can see the fresh rubber working, so you can actually keep it down at the bottom of the track this time. But after a few laps, that will not start to happen. So there's Neil ahead. He's done a couple of fast lap times. He's doing quite well on that set of tyres. As we look at we've got Danny Quaver right behind Callum now. So Danny Quaver applying the pressure on Callum. He's not in this championship fight, but he still wants to get as many places as he can and points as he can for his position in the championship. See the helicopter fly over in the background. It's a beautiful circuit, this Alsace village. Probably pronouncing that wrong, but that's the English way. As we go out the last corner, and you can see the power of the Citroen just pulls it away from the Megane out of the corner, and then into the corner. You can see Danny Quaver closing right up there under the brakes. As we have a little look further back, there's TY catching up in the Corvette, so he's just done a 58.7 last time out. Brilliant lap. That was an out lap, so it doesn't actually count for an official time, but 58.7 is a stonking out lap for TY, so he's going really on it now. We'll see how close he catches up. There he is. Number 92. Mr. Man of Steel's in the pits in the background as well. I think someone else is as well. It must be Jonesy as well. Jonesy's in the pits as well, so we'll see how those two get on in a minute. Well, let's have a quick look. Jonesy Rowe's coming out now. Man of Steel still in the pits. A longer pit stop for Man of Steel. Put a lot more fuel in, I think, as Seat 1 goes round to pass Man of Steel as he goes round. So Seat 1 up to 9th place. There's Jay Houston, and here's the little battle that's brewing up here as TY's back on the case of Danny Quaver and Callum. Remember me, boys, I'm back. I'm here to get you. Here he goes, round the long corner. This is where the McGann should have the advantage, but Callum's running wide. Danny's going to be held up by Callum here. I think Callum's in a bit of a fuel-saving mode, and also his tyres might be on the way out. Only on lap 10 of this, so we're 20 minutes into this 1 hour race as we go into the hairpin. And then out the other side, TY almost pushing Danny Quaver around. It'll be nice to see how Danny goes on here with all these cars around him, see how he fares, and TY does the switch back, and he's going to get him on power up the hill. This will be a good move by TY, but Danny's not taking it lying down. He's still keeping it there, but TY gets ahead. The pure grunt of that Corvette pushing him up the hill, but this is where Danny will close up in the McGann. Neil's in the pits. Oh, Callum hits the wall there. I think Callum hit the wall there. And he moves out to defend from TY. And we've got Danny Quaver in the pits as well, so let's see how Callum does here. He's up the inside of TY. And a little squeeze. Still side by side, this is where the Corvette comes fighting back. Up the hill. See the power of the Corvette. Helping it up the hill, the extra like 30 horsepower or so, and it goes up the hill. Even though the Corvette is about another 30 kilos heavier than these boys. But still, gets the position. Neil in 4th, out the pits. Danny Quaver 5th, so they're on catch-up now on these boys. So, and then we've got Jay Houston who's pitted also, Lil Yam as well. Let's see where Lil Yam comes out in retrospective to everyone else, and he comes out still in 7th, but goes straight on and hits the wall. Wonder what happened there. But I can tell you what happened is Lil Yam got a black screen on his TV as he came out of the pits, and that is why he is going all round and backwards and whatever. So there he is, he's rejoined now. So unlucky there for Lil Yam, as we've got Man of Steel, Seek 1 and Jonesy very close here. Man of Steel coming up towards the hairpin, he moves out to overtake Seek 1, but Seek 1 up. Seek 1's good into the corner, and I think he's having a go at Jonesy. As they come out that corner and they're all still in the same positions. Man of Steel closing up behind Seat 1 now. Will they have a look into the next right hand corner? Will they have a little dive? He's going to move out to the right. He's going to go up the inside. He's making it stick. Good move by Man of Steel, but is he going to hold on? Seat's going to try and cut back. Seat's cutting back up the inside and goes back through. So it's not on your life, sunshine. I'm not making it that easy. As they go in towards the little downhill hairpin. Oh, Seat 1 runs wide. Man of Steel going through, little contact. But they get away with it as they're still side by side coming down towards the horseshoe corner. As they go around, Man of Steel's going to try and keep around the outside. He'll have more banking to his advantage. Will he be able to keep it? Still side by side. Glorious racing between these two. As Man of Steel gets to position and gets ahead of Seat 1. Good battle between them two there. Very good racing. As he goes defensive into the hairpin, and Seek 1 can't find a way around there. So good racing by them two there. Well done. As we resume the leaders. TY's ahead of Bidster now. So we're focusing on that battle between Man of Steel and Seek 1, and TY is in the lead. So Bidster must, I think, have they pitted? No, they can't have. So TY must have got past them on pure pace. We'll get some replays on that. Here's a replay of how TY got past Bidster, and then you can see he goes up the inside, in towards the first corner, onto the brakes, and then goes cleanly through on the inside. Because of the fresher tyres, that's how TY managed to get the lead as we were focusing on the seat battle. As we continue, with TY ahead, after passing both Bidster and Callum. Neil in 4th, Danny Quaver 5th, Jay Houston in 6th place. And these three, Jonesy Raw, Man of Steel closing up behind Jonesy Raw now. As they go up the hill. They go up the hill, and Man of Steel's having a little peek, but not close enough to make any kind of move yet. So, oh, well, Jonesy Raw runs wide. Now he's close enough to make a move. Jonesy makes a little mistake, and there you go, opens the invitation up to Man of Steel, who I'm sure will accept with open arms. And he's going defensive now as Man of Steel comes back up the inside, a little bit of contact. I don't think Jonesy Raw expected him to change position there, but it's happened. Man of Steel is ahead in 7th place now. Jonesy Rowe down to 8th and flashing his lights. Don't think he was best happy about that. He got caught out there, but good racing by these three at the back. Very good, and Lilliam's hopefully going to close up later on in the race. So let's have a look up front. We've got TY there, Bidster in second, still going. They're going to go round again. So Bidster and Callum stretching out the fuel in this one. Callum, and there's Neil closing up on the back of them also. Let's resume the battle at the back. Oh, Jonesy Rowe on the grass there. Don't want to be doing that. He's going to have grass on his tyres now into the braking zone. He'll not have optimum grip. You can see the car sliding round. Seat one's up the inside. Oh, very twitchy there from Jonesy Rowe. As he's still on the inside though. Still no, he's gonna no. He's got grass on his tyres. He's back. Oh, he's really out of shape. He's overheated those back tyres and lost all grip. And seat one and Man of Steel go through and up one position each. So good racing there by them lot. As Neil Farmack is closing up on the back of Callum. I know they're both in red Citroens. I can tell you they're not teammates though. Not in this. They're both going to absolutely go for it and try and win the championship. Remember, the championship is a 3-point fight between Neil, Callum and Bidster. Those three gentlemen there. All three of them within a chance of winning the championship. Whoever finishes in front of who is the champion in this race. There's no who or what ifs, that will happen. And Neil's going to go up the inside of Callum now. He goes up the inside. Callum goes very wide there. He must have let Neil through so he can run his own race on tyres and fuel. So just let him through there. So running his own race, Callum, at the minute. So sensible driving there. As we look further back and see, these three are still at it. Seat one, Man of Steel, Jonesy Rowe, and Lil's going to be joining in soon as well after he's recovering his TV from the black screen glitch. As they go round out of the first sector into the second sector, and working the way around there as we look at the leaders now. Neil's closed up on Bidster for second place. Surely Bidster and Callum are not far off pitting with the rate of tyre wear on the super soft. And yeah, Bidster's in, Callum goes round, TY's in as well, but Bidster, he was on medium, so Bidster was trying a longer strategy, but obviously it's not working, so he's going to put he's putting a little bit of fuel in, and he's off. Well, what tyres has he gone on? He's gone on super softs. He's going quick now, he's changed his strategy. He was going to go long, but obviously he felt as though it wasn't going to work for him, so he's altered his strategy on the move, and I think TY's still doing the same thing that he was doing before. Gone for super softs and just putting a little bit more in the tank each time just to get it to the end. As we've got Neil in the lead now from Callum. This will all sort itself out after the pit stops. Danny Quaver in third position. As we've still got Man of Steel and these two back here. Jonesy Rowe's being caught by Lil now. Lil trying to make up from the little glitch he had earlier with his TV. As they go into... Oh, Jonesy Rowe very sideways into that corner. Not in control of the rear end of that car at all. I think his tyres must have completely gone. So I wouldn't be surprised if he pits soon, but he's not. He's going round. So he's going round again. We'll have a little look into the head. Oh, he dives! Last minute, boom! A very last minute lunge there, and I think he used Jonesy as a little bit of a break there, but he gets the position anyway. Regardless of what happened, he gets the position up to 9th place. Jonesy Rowe down to 10th, but I don't think Jonesy Rowe's finished with him yet. As we have a look into this next hairpin, will he have a little dive up the inside? Nope. Lillian keeps the position, and he's going to be chasing after this man now. And Steele makes a mistake and kind of makes things easy for Lil there as Lil goes around the outside. And he'll get that place, and Jonesy Rowe will be having a look now because of the loss of momentum from Man of Steel's car. But he's not able to make it stick just yet. Sticks behind him for now. There's a little peak, but just to put him off his stride a little bit. Oh, it's working. He made him go wide, and Jonesy goes through to 9th place. Good driving there by them two. As we rejoin the leaders now, Neil goes through. Callum pit. No. Will Danny pit? No. Danny goes round again. Personal best of the race the last time round. As we look at, there's Bidster as well. 57.7 at the pit, so Bidster is on it. 2 wheels and everything. Going typical Bidster style. 2 wheels on every corner and go for it. And there's TY. He's done a 57.8 as well, so they're both on the move. So he's clearly figured out that TY's strategy Business figured out that TY strategy is going to work for him, so he's going to use TY strategy and go shorter between stops but go harder. Danny Quaver's been doing the same. He's been averaging 2 minutes lap times, so pretty decent run there from Danny Quaver. It's good to see him at this end of the field. Callum still on the fuel saving mode, very average lap times there, 2 minute 2, 2 minute 3, so good consistency there from Callum. And then we've got Neil who's still going for it. 58 out of the pits, 2 minute, 2 minute, 2 minutes, so still very consistently driving at the minute. We'll hopefully bunch up in a little bit. Let's have a little look at the back, at the pack near the back. But don't get me wrong, just because they're near the back doesn't mean that the racing's any worse. In fact, sometimes it's better. As Lilian is closing up on seat now, closing up on his fellow Belgian. Man of Steel there in 9th, and Jonesy Rowe's just come out the pits in 10th, so Jonesy Rowe pit stop, comes out. Lilian on the case of seat 1, and we resume the leaders, and they're all close now. Business caught up to Danny, Danny's caught up to Callum, Callum's catching up to Neil, and TY saying, I'm going to catch you all. As you go up the hill, Business almost pushing Danny up the hill. Right behind him now. Is he going to make a move into this last chicane? He's behind him, moves out. He's going to get him on the brakes. Oh, he does! Just squeezes up the inside, just gives Danny enough room. And Danny says, no you don't, Sunshine, I don't give up that easy, but makes a little mistake out of the corner. And just squiggles the car out as Neil and Callum pit together. Callum with a lot less fuel, Callum with a lot more fuel on board than Neil, so this could work out to Callum's advantage here if he doesn't have to spend as long in the pits. So Bizzer takes the lead from Danny, and Danny's got TY all over his case now as well. Quickly look at Jay Hewson battling with Neil coming out the pits. They're both side by side up the hill. We'll just see how the TY Danny battle resolves itself as TY's up the inside. But will the turn in that McGann help Danny? And it does. He's staying around the outside. Is he still there? TY's giving him room as they go around. They're still side by side. And Neil's got past Jay. As we go down towards this right hand corner, this 90-degree right, and TY's just managed to get it ahead of Danny Quaver. So well done there. Good battle in between them two. Bidster still ahead, 1:59.7 that last time around, personal best of the race. Obviously doesn't count the laps where he comes out the pits. Danny Quaver goes up the inside of TY, and TY closes the door, but Danny says no, I'm going to stick my foot in it. And Bidster spun! Bidster spun round! No, we'll get a replay for sure. Here's a replay of Bidster on lap 16. He's in the lead at the minute, he's pushing on hard to try and get increase the gap. He goes wide, puts the rear wheel on the grass, and boom, into the wall, and Danny Quaver and TY go past, and then Bidster spins it round and gets going, but unlucky there for Bidster. As we join Neil now in 4th place, catching Bidster after he's just spun. Bidster's going to get back up to speed and cool them tyres down, so he's been pushing clearly too hard. As we look at that, so there's Neil. Let's have a little look further back. Let's see what's happening. So Callum is in 6th after that pit stop. So Lil is up to 7th, Seek 8th, Man of Steel 9th, who's closing up on Seek actually. This one's a bit wide there though. And Jonesy Rowe in 10th. So Jonesy Rowe's had a couple of mistakes somewhere, so unfortunately a bit further down the pack. As we look at Jay Hewson there, who's got Callum catching up to him. Neil catching up to Bidster after the little spin he had earlier. And TY there, and Danny Quaver in the lead for now. But for now, as he goes into the pits, so TY takes the lead, Danny comes in. He was on super softs, and he's got only 2 litres worth of fuel, so he'll be going for a full tank of fuel, put my teeth in. So that will be good for Danny. He'll get a full tank, and he'll come out and start fighting again. Neil 3rd there, Callum 4th now as Jay Hewson's gone into the pits also. Danny Quaver's come out. Well, I want it to get me on Danny, there we are. Danny Quaver's just come out the pits there in 5th. Jay Hewson's coming out now in 6th. Lilian nowhere near him because there's a really big gap between 6th and 7th in this race. But not to worry, as there's battles all the way up and down the field in this race, so there has been for the last few laps. TY, fastest lap of the race, not including an out lap. 1:59.5. So TY is on it. Even though his last lap was a 2 minute 2, it was on it that other previous lap, so that sort of balance things out. Bidster on the move again. Let's see if he gets it right this time. Comes around this long left-hander and then comes out. That's a better line from Bidster there. Not as far out to the side. Neil Farmack closing up on him. And then we've got Callum and Danny. We've got Lil Yam and Seek One and Man of Steel, all the runners at the back in the pits now, so we'll see how these come out. So Lil Yam in front in 7th place. Seek One still filling up, Man of Steel still filling up. Man of Steel's on his way. Seek One still in the pits, so Man of Steel in 9th. Seek One's still there in the pits. Jonesy Rowe goes through into 9th. So Seek One long stop. Oh no, or does he? No, Seek One gets out just in front of Jonesy Rowe. Jonesy's going to be on the power now up the hill. The battle for 9th. Still side by side. Coming up the top of the hill. I thought they were going to make contact there, but no, Seek One just ahead of Jonesy there, and he'll have fresh rubber, so he should maintain that position unless he makes a mistake into this corner, which he doesn't. Look at the grip difference compared to a couple of laps out of the pits and 1 lap out of the pits. Big difference on tyres there. As we rejoin the leaders here, so Bidster in 2nd, TY in 1st. Bidster, I wonder if Bidster's going to try a bit of a longer fuel strategy. As they go up over the hill. There's Neil in 3rd. Absolutely gunning it between every single pit stop. I think Neil's strategy is absolutely flat out and then just fill up. There's Callum. 4th place, Danny Quaver 5th. So this will all close up in a few laps once tyres and strategies start to even themselves out. Let's have a look a bit further back down the order now. Let's have a look at Man of Steel. There he is in the green and grey Ferrari, and then Seek One 9th and Jonesy Rowe 10th. So the battle for 9th place is still there. There's Lil Yam 7th place. Still coming round. He won't go. Nope, doesn't pit this lap. He's just done a pit stop. TY on the grass there. We missed that. TY well and truly on the grass. We'll get some kind of replay on that. Here's a replay of what happened to TY on lap 18. You see he's going around that long curve and it just goes wide. You see his brakes there to try and get the car back, but no, too late. He's on the grass. Then goes on the grass at the other side and taps the wall, and for some reason it gives him a 5-second penalty. I don't know what all that was about, but that's what happened to TY. As they go out of that corner, Bidster catching him up now. As they go up and over the hill. Neil Farmack 3rd, still catching up on these boys. Making slow progress, but at least it's progress. Callum in 4th. Danny Quaver still 5th and still on the pace. 58 out of the pits, not too bad for Danny. And then Jay Hewson there, averaging everything out in 6th place, more or less running on his own at the minute. TY is in the pits. TY is in to clear that Corvette, drinking a lot more fuel than it should. So he's still waiting on fuel now. So Jay Houston's coming down here. I don't think he'll be out in front of TY by any means. TY, yeah, he's on his way. TY will resume 5th place. Danny Quaver there in 4th. So let's see how close TY can get now. So Bidster at the top of the hill. So let's run you down the order after 37 minutes of racing out of an hour. Bidster in the lead, and then we've got Neil Farmack in 2nd position. Callum 3rd at the minute. So as the championship stands, Bidster will be champion at the minute. As if it stays as it is, as Callum runs wide. Callum runs very wide. It just shows you how hard he's trying. Runs very wide there onto the grass. Lost a couple of tenths, but I wouldn't imagine he'd lost more than that. TY up to 4th. Danny Quaver's made an error. Danny Quaver's made an error. TY has gone through. We'll get a replay on what happened to Danny there. Here's what happened to Danny on lap 19. Comes into the corner at the bottom of the hill and then goes wide and wheel on the grass as he puts the power on, and then round she goes. Complete. Almost 360. Waits for TY to go back through and rejoins the race. Unlucky there for Danny Quaver. As we resume watching Neil on the pursuit of Bidster. Still trying to catch him. We've got Callum catching him as well. There's TY, 4th position. Danny 5th. As we were before, Jay Houston in 6th place. Liliam in 7th. Man of Steel in 8th place. Seek 1 still 9th, and Jonesy Rowe making up the 10, but still on a decent pace. Oh, very twitchy though. Flashing his lights, still very, very twitchy. So he's got something up with the back end of that car. It's very, very twitchy on that car at the minute, so hopefully he'll get that sorted as it goes through the race. Might be a different change of tyres, but here comes Bidster. At the last corner. Into the pits, Bidster's in. 21 litres of fuel left, and he's in the pits. So Neil goes through into the lead. Callum's going to go through into 2nd. There he is. Bidster's still filling up in the pits, so we'll have a look. There's TY. Bidster's still filling up. He's out of the pits now. 74 litres of fuel. Danny's coming round. Here comes Bidster. He's out of the pits. Again, fresh rubber. And he's just putting. I think he's just putting enough fuel in to make the tyres last at full pace. So good strategy by Bidster, because he saves a bit of time in the pits every time, because he don't have to fill up the car all the way. As we watch TY coming round in 3rd, Callum 2nd, Neil 1st for the time being. Danny Quaver on some good pace now in 5th place after that little error earlier in the race. Jay Houston 6th, Liliam 7th and on the move. Man of Steel 8th, Seek 1 9th. We're all a little bit spread out now, but don't worry folks, things will close up towards the end of the race, I'm sure, as we are 2/3 into this race now, 1/3 of the race remaining, 40-minute mark out of an hour. As we watch Callum there in 2nd place, he's visually catching Neil slowly, so he's done a few fast laps as Callum. He's done a 2:02, which was his personal best of the race, so you can clearly see that he's trying to go longer between pit stops. Whether that will work out for him in the long run, we'll soon find out within the next 20 minutes. As TY is going quicker, he's gone, yes, you see the purple time there, he's just gone, in that sector, he's just gone session best. So, best of the session so far in that sector, almost on the grass there as he goes for as wide a line as he can get away with. Oh, Bidster goes even wider onto the grass. So they're all really trying to push through there. And there's Danny Quaver, who takes a bit more of a cautious line, but still very, very quick. Up there, with all the Neo Racing sponsorship on the car. There he is, Neo Racing Endurance Championship YouTube. We are on YouTube, Neo Racing. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're always looking for more subscribers and more people to view our videos and see what goes on and get more people racing with us. Always looking for more people. We've got a good group of people on here so far, and we hope to expand that and make it grow into a bigger and more successful racing group. As we look at TY, and we can see Callum's visually closer to Neil now. Neil's last lap was a 2-minute 3.3. Must have made an error there somewhere. Callum's last lap was a 2-minute 1.9, so definitely on the move, trying to catch Neil here. So whether he's turned the wick up a little bit remains to be seen, as Bidster's there in 4th, slowly catching up to this bunch. Danny Quaver doing the same thing. Jay Houston on his own in 6th place at the minute, so he's slowly catching up the group in front, but it's only slow progress, but slow progress is better than no progress, or progress in the wrong direction, as Little runs very wide there in 7th place through the chicane at the end of the lap. And goes round again, Man of Steel in 8th place, Seek 1 9th, Jonesy Rowe 10th. As we look at, there we are, you can see the gaps visually closer between the top 3 now. TY's closing on both of them and Callum's closing on Neil. So Neil, it looks like he might be ready for a pit stop soon. He's done about 5 laps, 6 laps on them tyres, them super softs, and they will be dead. You see him at the corner, has been very cautious on the throttle as TY closes up to the back of Callum. Well, he's TY's one person that's not being cautious in this race at the minute. He's putting caution to the wind and going for it as he comes over the hill. The power of the Corvette takes him over the top. He goes down the other side, but the Citroen's very good on its brakes. TY can't get through there. TY's car's ghosting because he got unfortunate for that instant that he had earlier when he went off the track. He had a 5-second penalty for running wide and losing time. It doesn't make sense to me, but well. And Neil's in the pits in third, but don't worry about TY's penalty. It'll not count at the end of the race because it wasn't fair. As Callum runs very wide, TY goes through. So Callum must have got a bit spooked by the traffic there, and TY goes through into the lead. Neil Farmack is coming out of the pits. He's there in 5th place, so Danny Quaver's got him as well. Bidster's up to 3rd. Bidster 59.6, his personal best of the race, 1/10 off TY's fastest. So he's on the move, he's pushing hard. So yeah, 58.7 for TY, 58.7. So yes, it was TY's a second quicker. So yes, Bidster's still putting some good pace in now. As Danny Quaver is there with Neil, who's just come out of the pits on very, very fresh rubber behind him. It's all going to be who's got the best tyres towards the end of the race. As I think Neil might have a look at the inside here, will he? Will he go for it? He thinks about it. Danny gives him room in case he wants to try it. Then he goes on the grass, Neil's up the inside, and he's going to go through. Yes, Danny lifts off and lets him get the position. Might as well just try and run his own race, but I think that's just a difference in lines, not particularly going for a move there, Danny. But just a difference in racing line round there as Liliam is in the pits in 7th place, filling up with more tyres. Man of Steel's coming in behind him. There goes Will out the pits. So Seek 1's coming round from 9th place now. So will he pit or will he go round? He's going to go round. Man of Steel's in the pit still. Seek 1 just coming round on circuit there. Man of Steel's still in the pits. So Seek 1 will take 8th position for now. Man of Steel's just out now. Jonesy Rowe still coming over the last few corners. He's been lapped by the leaders, I think. So as Callum goes through the chicane, TY goes out of it. And will he pit this time? No, he won't. He'll go round because he's only done 3 or 4 laps on them tyres, so he's still got a couple of laps left in him. As Callum's in, he saved a lot of fuel though, so he's not going to be long with this pit stop. He's been on mediums still, so I don't know if he should go on to a quicker tyre here, Callum, but he's on mediums again. So he definitely likes that medium tyre, definitely prefers it. As Danny Quaver's into the pits now, he's still filling up for fuel. I think he's on super softs again. There's Jay Houston goes round. Here comes Danny Quaver out the pits. Let's see what tyres he goes on. Yeah, it's still super softs. So still super soft tyres for Danny Quaver as TY is in the lead. Bidster second, pushing hard. There's Callum trying to keep Neil behind him, and Neil's pushing hard. And both of these boys just come out of the pitch. Neil on super softs, Callum on mediums. So I wouldn't be surprised if Callum tries to go to the end of the race now. It'll be a long job for him if he does. It's going to be at least about 7 or 8 laps, maybe 9 laps at the most. So it's going to be hard to try and keep that up, but he's got the tyres for it. But whether he'll have the pace is a different story. So you can see Neil's all over the back of him. The difference in tyres. So, yep, Callum takes a bit of a tighter line. Neil's going to, in fact, to be honest with you, Neil could probably go around the outside. No, he's going up the inside. He's going right through. You can see the grip levels, both in the same car, and Neil straight through on grip. That is a good move by Neil as well, because it's not just the grip that got up. Jonesy Rowe letting the leaders through there. Neil, it's not just the fact that Callum let him through there, it's the fact that Neil actually went for it and got the move done, so well done. It's not all about tyres. There is a good element of skill involved. As Bidster is coming down in 2nd place, there's TY. I think we've got a little battle further back, near the back of the grid. Let's have a look. Yes, we have. Seek 1 and Man of Steel. Remember these two? We were battling earlier. As they go up the hill. TY's in the pits as well as we watch this battle. So Seek 1 over the top, over the rise, coming down towards the right-hand hairpin that's coming up. Man of Steel's going very, 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 very to the right. He's going to dive through. He's going through. Oh, Seek 1 just cuts him off at the apex, saying, no, you don't, sunshine. You don't come back from that far and get through past me. You've got to work harder for it. As they go around this little corner here, let's just quickly break back to the Neil Callum battle. There's nothing else happening there. TY's at the pits in 4th. Bidster resumes the lead. Let's go back to Seek 1. Man of Steel, as he has a little peek there at Seek 1, but doesn't get through. Seek 1 defending it well. As we go around this long corner, Man of Steel's on the inside now for the next left-hand corner, but is he? No, he's not far enough alongside to make it stick. He's got some good front-end grip in that Ferrari though. He's definitely got the grip. As he comes round the horseshoe corner, he's going to go to the inside. for the horseshoe. Oh, seat 1 just cuts him off, saying, no you don't, sunshine, try again. As Manor still has to back out of that. As they go up to the hairpin. On the brakes. And out of it, out of the other side. Let's have a little look at the front runners now. It's Callum in third, Neil second, Bidster in first. So I would imagine there'd be another pit stop for Bidster at some point. If and when, we don't know. Neil, again, he's literally almost fresh out the pit, so he might be able to get to the end, but not on them super softs, I would imagine. Callum is probably poised to go to the end of the race. TY is on the catch up here. He's really on the move. You can see him pushing hard there. Jay Hewson up to 5th, Danny Quaver down to 6th, but I don't know if Jay Hewson should be due a pit stop soon. So that will put Danny up to 5th place again. And there's Bidster coming through over the line, keeping it consistent, keeping it clean. There's Neil on the move in front of Callum. Callum's trying to stick with him. Let's have a little look at this. Man of Steel's got past Seek now. He's got past him, made the move. As we go into the little hairpin at the top of the hill, and yeah, you can see Man of Steel edge with the front end grip pulling away from Seek. I'm sure Seek will try and stay with him. There's Jones a little bit further back. He's just struggling with the car a little bit now, but I'm sure he'll be alright in time. There's Danny Quaver behind Jay Hewson now. He's closed right up to the back. Difference in tyres. Danny's more or less on a fresh set, and Jay Hewson has been going. Oh, Jay Hewson's gone a very long time on that set. Probably about, I would say, a good 8 laps on that set of tyres. So that set of tyres will be finished. There's TY in 4th. And Callum up the inside of Neil. Neil must have made an error somewhere. 2 Citroens side by side. They're not teammates, but the side by side. These are the two of the 3 contenders for the championship. Bidster's the other one. He's a bit further up the road. As Neil's just done his personal best the last lap, 59.7, not including an out lap. So 59.7, good lap time there from Neil. As there's Callum in 3rd now. So Neil's there. There's Bidster coming around the horseshoe curve. And out the other side, looking very clean and tidy from Bidster. It's a good showing from him this season. It's been a good showing from all the competitors this season, to be honest. It's been good for everyone. Everyone's played the part in the championship. They've all had good close racing. It's been a privilege to commentate on. And hope for the next championship that Danny Quaver runs will be just as successful, if not more, as the group continues to grow. Seat 1, 9th place, still trying to keep the Man of Steel there. It's still only a couple of seconds gap, so it's not over until the Fat Lady sings, or the checkered flag comes out, whichever one you want. As Bidster comes into the chicane now, will he pit this time, or will he continue round? We'll soon see. Will he come in? No, he's going to go around again. So Bidster goes around again. Neil with Callum all over the back of him still. So Neil's tyres are on the way out now. Yep, he's in the pits. His tyres were on the way out. He was on softs, and they're on the way out. So he's into the pits now. Let's see what happens here. TY's in also, but he's not got much fuel to put in. So this could be a position swap here. No, Neil's already out. So, oh, Neil's already out. He didn't even bother to put fuel in. But I can tell you all that way, ladies and gentlemen. I think he had a problem with the buttons on his steering wheel, and it accidentally selected not to refuel. So unfortunately for Neil, he's going to have to make another pit stop. So what a shame for Neil. That's more or less going to put him out of contention for the championship now, unless he has a miracle. So unlucky there for Neil. Very unfortunate. TY's in 4th, so he'll soon be 3rd when Neil pits again. Danny Quaver will move up to 4th, probably, if he gets close enough to Neil for when he makes his pit stop. Jay Hewson is 6th. So Bidster's got to just keep this clean now, keep it steady and manage the gap to Callum. But Callum is on a bit more of a charge now, so he's going to have to see. But I'm not sure if Callum's going to the end on that set of mediums, so we'll keep his eyes peeled for that. Let's have a little look further back. Man of Steel there, he's got a nice gap over Seat 1 now. Seat 1 must have made a couple of errors somewhere. He's been lapped by Bidster as well, so that'll not help his cause. But even though the cars are ghosted, but I don't think that'll be the case for the next championship. But yeah, Seat 1 there is working his way around Jonesy, roaring a very sideways Ferrari. It's flamboyant, but it's not quick. But he'll get quicker as time goes on. And I'm sure he'll be a contender in a few seasons. There's the Neo Racing and the sponsorship on his car. So Lillehammer comes out the pits in 7th place, just enough fuel to get to the end of the race hopefully, and then resumes 7th place. Man of Steel 8th. Danny Quivers there in 5th. Let's see if Neil comes in this time, because obviously he had that faux pas with the pits where his controller selected not to refill him when he needed to. Bidster's in. 20 litres of fuel was, and let's see what it ends up being. Neil's in behind him as well to refill. Bidster's just put enough fuel in to finish the race now, so Bidster will not pit again. Callum is ahead, but will he be able to keep the gap, because Bidster's on fresh rubber and he's running light. So let's see what happens here. This is going to be a good dramatic last couple of laps, I can sense it. TY's close behind him as well, so TY's on more or less fresh rubber also, so this could be a good battle here. Neil Farmack's out of the pits after he's finally got some fuel in that car, and he's got Danny all over the back of him now. But Danny has done up 3 or 4 laps on his set of tyres, so I would imagine Neil will pull away as we go into the last bit of this race.